This week on the Crude Effect Podcast, the popular yet controversial phrase, happy wife, happy life, is the topic of discussion this week. And Alana and I will discuss the Me2 movement against Dean Martin.
Happy wife, happy life thing. I've heard this a lot of times. You know what I'm saying?
Most of us
television,
have. Yes.
you know, from our peers and even, you know, generations before us, TV shows, comedy shows, and
even on shows when we were growing up.
Yeah.
You know, Father Knows Best and all that. I don't know if it was on I Love Luffy, but I've heard it, you know, coming up.
the debate is you believe that a woman started that.
Right.
And
your belief is you believe a man.
yeah, I believe
started.
a man
Right.
started. This is my theory on it. You know,
And please help us out and where we can find out where it came from.
yeah, please give us a little insight on this. But I believe a man. He came home, or he's used to dealing with his wife, woman. You know, sometimes life can be stressful in the marriage. Women, I love you, but you all just very busy. You know what I'm saying? Mentally busy. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but you know, you all are always constantly thinking, and you're such perfectionists, and that's a good thing. You're always aware. You're more aware than us men at times. I'll give you that.
Ain't no doubt.
You know, I think this is where it came from. I think a man one day probably just felt like, I don't want to say he doesn't want stress in the house, or he just doesn't want to upset his wife. Because most men, we just allow the women to be that orchestrator of the house, the home, the bill, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Some guys are different, like myself. Me and my wife, we do things differently. You know, I understand that format. But I believe a man started this because he felt like, I'm coming home from work.
I don't want no problems.
I don't want no problems. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired. I just want my food. You know what I'm saying? Watch a little TV before I go to bed.
Yeah.
And he just says yes to his wife.
But and this was back from when the phrase, I believe, started, which was in the 40s and 50s when a lot of women weren't working.
Yeah, and the man would come home, you know, dealing with a lot of just work issues and just tired, man, you know, mentally, physically.
I feel like it's come from a woman because, and like I said, I've tried to look it up. I've tried to Google. And like I said, we're looking for insight on if anybody can, you know, help us on, you know, where the phrase originally came from and who. That'd be great. But my thinking is it came from the 40s and 50s or whatever, and it was coming from a woman from the standpoint of I felt like that was a phrase that they're like, I'm not being heard. And in order for, you know, everything to be cool, happy, you know, wife, happy life, you know, just take time to listen to me. Take time. Not so much the money.
Right.
But take time to hear me, because as you know, as we've grown up and, you know, you've seen it, you know, throughout TV shows or the grandparents or whatever back in the day, those men weren't designed for that emotional connect.
Right.
You know, not only just with their lady, but with their kids. You know, they worked, and then the lady was that emotional center for the house, and the man would just come in, like you said, had dinner and just want some peace and quiet. But it was more so her, like, happy wife, happy, because, you know, woman is sitting in the house all day. She needs some conversation. She needs this, and that man ain't trying to converse. No. He's trying to just decompress. He's trying to and so it was a clash. And so, you know, that's where you started seeing those bumps. And so there, I believe the phrase came, happy wife, happy. Hey, can you just talk to me?
Yeah.
Can you just listen to me?
I think that's the organic format.
I think, and that's why I said I think it came from a woman from the standpoint of her asking, can you listen to me? Now, fast forwarding to it now, you know, like, you know, we were discussing, has it been perverted, the phrase? And on some level, I hear what you're saying, and like, yeah, because, you know,
that's more material.
Yeah, it's more material in the sense that that's what it. Yeah. I feel like it's.
We have a small percentage of women who still have that organic format.
Yeah.
And they really want that, but I think it's been perverted.
Yeah, happy wife, happy life has now become like she has to have a car, has to have her hair and nails done, and has to have, and I agree. And then that man has got to, like, you know, and like, you know, I posted on Facebook, you know, Cardi B, she is now about to be whatever without her man or whatever. I don't know if they married or whatever, I can't remember, but you know, they're getting separated or whatever. And you know, that post I put on there where she's talking about, you know, well, yeah, you know, back in the day, girls, you know, maybe, you know, when your man would, you know, get your nails done or whatever, get your hair done, that was cool. But now, you know, girls know, you know, these men got to step up, because now, you know, maybe that girl wants, you know, a little $400-$500 wig, or, you know, wants her, instead of her nails, she wants a little gel in her nails, and so y'all men got to step up. Happy wife, happy life. And that's why you ain't got no man now. So that's where...
And that's the word from Alon today.
Yes, because that's where it's gotten perverted. Because listen to how she was saying. And mind you, and what was disgusting, I will say it, what was disgusting about it was she claims to want to be a role model.
Right.
We've cut her
Right.
that cloth of you don't judge anybody from where they've come from. It's where they're at. We're not saying we're judging you from coming from that pole and what you've had to do, and now you're a star and you've grown and
Right.
you don't have to go. We're not judging you. Love it. Love the growth.
Right.
But this right here,
Right.
what I just heard,
Right.
and then this old nonsense with Nicki Minaj, where y'all two black women of color with money and influence, are fighting in front of our European people to hear that type of literature out of her mouth.
Let me ask you this. I'm not judging, but what are they looking up to?
What is she growth? Hopefully her growth.
What has she presented in order, for young women to pattern themselves after?
I'm not saying anything as far as like,
No, I'm asking the question. This is an organic question.
I'm just saying
in your opinion.
In general.
Right.
Just her growth from coming from nothing to something. Now we can debate on how she came from whatever.
It's nothing to debate.
That could be, but I think
that's part of life.
That's what her appeal is. I think that's what her appeal is
too.
because they've seen her on that reality show and she was getting dogged.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people were hating on her and everything, and she has made it. And at times
she's went through a lot.
And at times I've heard her speak on some things that have been very real.
Right, and I'm like, man, that's
Cardi
awesome.
B. No, and it's awesome when I heard. But then to take one step forward and two steps back.
She's caught. I mean, look at the atmosphere. I mean,
and
look at the fan base that she's appeasing.
But going back to the phrase "happy wife, happy life," it's that kind of stuff that makes you understand that phrase has been now pimped, because listen to her mentality. Oh, yo man gotta do this. This woman is a millionaire. Yo man gotta what? And now because this goes into the whole Me Too thing as well, which is because a part of the Me Too movement is women are claiming they want equal rights. They want 50-50.
I agree.
So a part of the 50-50, ladies, is you have to be responsible. And you can't sit there and say, my man got to do. No.
It doesn't make as those are sending mixed messages.
And don't get me wrong.
So they're hypocritical.
And so what I want is for in this time, and this is where I want men to step up in this Me Too movement, is to have our voice, not to fight it. Let's grow together, but also say,
speak up too, though.
Hey, ladies, you have to identify to us, are you the type of lady that does want a man to lead and you kind of want to, do your thing in the back? Or do you really want this 50-50? So that's what I'm saying, ladies. If you want the 50, just identify to us. Just identify to us what kind of woman, because that's a part of the growth that we have to have as men.
Well, I don't think they figured it out yet.
But that's my point.
I just think they're throwing certain
But now
things out
we
here.
have to start talking to them.
And like I said before, us men have to be held responsible for this Me Too movement to a certain extent.
Because
men have, just
taken them for granted.
Yeah, taking them for granted, disrespecting them for so long. And so that's just like anyone. You get backed into a corner and you finally get, even African Americans.
Yeah.
Finally when we start to do things, and, some of these athletes, we start to get money. What do?
Yeah.
We act a little out of the ordinary because we never had it before. We've never been there before. And we finally feel some type of liberation.
That's a great analogy. And I think we have to continue to say that is that, but like I said, while this wave is going on, we as men cannot just be washed over.
No, well,
and I give you another example.
I'm a firm believer that everything will
come
back to full circle.
It always does. But my thing,
this time around,
it'll
be more respect.
But we got to take this heat right now.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
We're gonna have to take this heat. We're gonna have to take this heat.
Yeah, we got to deal with it.
And I'm gonna tell you this
because you have to allow them to feel that.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, you
have to.
And so that's where the phrase, like, ladies, I really want us to understand that, what you're saying, what's wrong with happy husband, happy house? Hello? Because for so long women have not been heard. I'll ask you this, and this is a real talk, ladies.
Here we go.
Real talk. When was the last time? And I'm asking women this, real talk. Not how was your day? No.
Right.
How are you, honey? How are you?
Yeah.
I'm challenging us. If we're gonna grow,
right,
then let's grow together.
Right.
How are you, honey? How are you? Not how's your day. How are you?
Yeah, I think us men, we take on so much, and we're supposed to be the strong one all the time.
Right. And emotionally, we're not getting our needs met a lot.
But that's not the persona that men take on.
But that's a part of the growth.
Oh no, we're human.
That's a part of the Me Too
and we're
growth.
human.
If we're going to acknowledge a woman's
we
pain
may not
and
open
a woman's growth, then we have to acknowledge ours, because a part of our
It's one-sided.
A part of our neglect to women, a part of our taking advantage of them is we've never gotten in tune with our own emotion. Right. So how can we be in tune with yours when we're not in tune with our own? It's no different than the phrase, how can I take care of someone else if I don't take care of myself? So this is where the component has to come in the Me Too movement and all of this. How can a man ever truly value you emotionally?
Well,
if he doesn't emotionally understand himself.
Well, it goes back to the women on this earth who are, like I said before, when that mother has a son or a child,
right,
and she shows him that love, a lot of men out here, they're able to treat a woman the proper way because the love they received from their mom, whatever type of love it is, whether it's some stern love and moms take care of their sons. That's where the term mama's boy come from, daddy's
right.
girl. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
A lot of African-American brothers, their mom is their mother and father. Mm-hmm. And like Kevin Durant's mom.
Right.
She's a mother and a father.
Yeah.
Strong woman.
Yeah.
Love that woman,
yeah.
man. Strong woman.
Yeah.
But she also, I guarantee you, taught him how to treat a woman.
Oh, that's not even second thought.
He cherishes his mom.
Yeah.
So guess what? He's going to see things a little different.
The bottom line is that man can't do anything for that woman emotionally until he can understand his own emotions. Like I said, for so many generations, just men haven't been tapping in, and now we're starting to tap in thanks to women.
Well, that goes into men. We've seen it way back in the days. They'll go buy some flowers,
right?
Some candy,
right?
Hey, baby,
right.
you said give him that card. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'm not saying women are superficial, but he knows.
She needs something.
Man,
she needs something.
They like to look nice, and they like to shop. Exactly.
I get it.
Diamonds.
Yeah, well,
pearls. I'm just saying.
I get it. We don't need that.
No, I'm right, but I'm just saying. Happy wife.
Well,
happy.
I mean, like I said, I think it came from a woman.
Women love to shop, man.
Yeah, I know. That's why the first ones to get credit
That makes
cards.
them feel. That makes them feel good.
I mean, it's a fact.
That's one of their vices. That's the way they relieve stress.
I mean, I get it. But like I said, I just, regardless of where it comes from, it's still, in this era where we're going, in the Me Too era, women also have to be understanding of it. Can't just be all about them.
I agree.
And we can go into this, and going into the Me Too moment. Here goes the holiday song, "Baby It's Cold Outside," frozen out by U.S. radio station.
I was a little angry this week.
Oh, I'm ready. I've been holding. I've been ready for y'all.
He had a bad couple of weeks.
Yeah, I had a great couple of weeks. So here we go. Cleveland, Ohio radio station WDOK took the song out of its holiday list due to the objection from listeners. Desiree McCrae, on-air host,
Tell him the song.
"Baby It's Cold Outside." I told him.
By Dean Martin.
Yeah, by Dean Martin. When the song was written in 1944, it was a different time. But now, while reading it, it seems very manipulative and wrong, wrote Glenn Anderson, another co-host on the station's website. Let's see. What are the sensitive words? Me Too has finally given women the voice they deserve. The song has no place. The Me Too movement exploded on the social media, blah, 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 blah. And basically, the song, if you take the time to listen to it, say what's in the drink, what's it, beautiful, what's your hurry, and baby don't hold out. These are some of the lyrics.
Okay, so basically explain to the audience exactly what women were being
women. If you listen to these lyrics, just a couple of them. I really can't stay and say what's in the drink. So say what's in the drink. They're assuming that meant it was some kind of Molly or something. You're being given too much liquor to try and manipulate you. Okay, so that's one of them. Beautiful, what's your hurry? Seems like, I guess the phrase, I don't know what's wrong with that, but I guess it seems like maybe he's harassing her. Beautiful, what's your hurry? Baby, don't hold out. Baby, don't hold out.
Like he's being forceful,
right?
Aggressive.
So I get it, but I'm gonna keep saying that if we're gonna keep holding today's standard to back then,
yeah, that's true.
Then there's going to be a whole lot of folks that have to fall. You don't want to
open the Pandora's box like that.
So this is where I'm starting to get a little peeved. I get it. It's a part of growth, but my God.
Well, I mean,
and look, and don't get me wrong. If listeners are saying, because this is America, and I give us credit. If their listeners are saying, "Hey, we don't want this song," cool. I have no problem with it because that's your listenership. However, this should not be some kind of national movement, and not just about this song. This is just one entity, and and Dean and all, and God bless you, Rat Pack. Y'all brought a lot of good stuff. Right. However, we understand Dean and them were womenizers. I mean, we look at what the Rat Pack's history was. We understand that whole era of men. And I said it when we talked about Me Too back then, and I don't want to repeat myself. But one of the major shows that just got done winning a whole bunch of awards within the last 7 to 10 years was Mad Men. And what was that show about? It was about ad execs in, I think, the 50s or 60s or whatever, who were smoking squares in the office, grabbing women and treating them like crap and having affairs in the office while they go home to their housewife. This is what the show was. But we promote that.
Well, you have to understand that song. Listen to that song.
I get it.
Like I say, I'm being this
unbiased.
unbiased.
But mind you now, this
listen.
is not just a Dean Martin song. This has also been sung by women. I also want to phrase that as well. Go ahead.
I know, but a man is singing it. You know,
well, famous for it.
Yeah,
right.
He's famous for singing this, but I think it's on the cuff of this Bill Cosby dropping stuff in. You see what I'm saying?
And Harvey Weinstein, who got off.
And that's the emotional state. This whole.
But there has to be some, like I said, conversation. This is crucifixion. What I'm seeing here. To me, I mean, and it's just a song, but it's just a step. And like I said, I'm telling you, we are going down a very slippery slope.
I just don't see it as a problem like you do. And this is your opinion,
Yeah.
and you
and that's
raised
fine.
some
and
great
that's
points.
and that's why I just raise it, because I want to get a gauge from other men and women on where do they feel like this is going? Because I saw it when it was happening.
I told you we gotta take this bullet, man.
You did say that.
Man, for so long.
But how many bullets do
women,
we have to take? How many of us have to fall?
As many as it take, man.
How many of us have to fall?
We'll be all right.
Okay.
Because everything I believe, this is just my assessment. I believe everything will play itself out properly, because men can't do women stuff and women can't do men stuff. I think it'll all come full circle. Yeah. You know, but we have to give them this time to I'm just saying.
And you know what we
have to give it to them.
You know what they would say, those on the other side? Well, what's woman stuff? What's man stuff?
Yeah, it's fine.
That's the conversation.
We can go into things like that.
Because right now,
but I'm just saying, don't get offended if a certain percentage of people see it a certain way. Yeah, it's just their view.
No, and I don't. But what I'm saying is, I'm gonna be curious as this continues to grow. I'm gonna be curious as the conversation to grow, because right now I feel like women are like, well, we have no limits, and they don't. There are women who can do it.
You're absolutely right.
We are human beings. We can all do anything.
Yes,
however,
we can.
Men can do certain things better at times, most of the time, than women, and women can do things better than men.
There's supposed to be boundaries, but
right.
Today's age, you have the freedom to do what you want. All I said is don't complain later.
I agree.
That's all I've ever said. You have the right to do anything you want. Go after anything you want.
How come it's so easy for a man?
Complain.
How come it's so easy for a man?
Just don't complain.
When we can say, we understand you guys are the smarter creature.
Yeah.
Why is it so hard for them to say you're the stronger one? Physically, why is it so hard? We can honestly have that conversation. Like, we get that you are probably the smarter one.
Because for so long, men have been portrayed as the strong, the brute, smarter. It's a man's world.
Right.
See what I'm saying? They're trying to get away from that.
I get
it. And
the phrase "bring home the bacon." They said that was chauvinistic.
Yeah, I mean, right now, think about it. I mean,
what's chauvinistic? Bring home the bacon. A woman can bring home the bacon.
Saying, I'm so secure.
I am too, but I'm just
in my stance with this.
It's funny.
I see why they're upset.
Oh, I get it, but it's funny.
I see,
but it's like, it's funny.
But I just said it'll all play out like it's supposed to.
To me, can I tell you what it looks like? And obviously, I'm a parent. It looks like a baby crying.
Oh my gosh!
And I'm being dead serious.
Well, you're crazy.
I'm dead. That's how it's coming off to me.
I mean, they could say the same thing about us African Americans for so long.
Yeah.
Why you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get over slavery.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying.
We can go to debate. We can go to debate about that one. There's no equating that, but I get your point. I get your point.
It's the same premise.
I get your point.
For so long,
but
we've
it's
been
just
under here,
so over
and they're
the
feeling
top.
that. But
it's so over the top. It's so over the top.
That will conclude our show for this week. I would like to thank you all for listening. Once again, you can find me, Shobinati, on Facebook at Shobinati, on Twitter at C9T, and on Instagram at C9T3130.
And you can find me on Facebook, Ali, Instagram, Ali for Life, and Twitter, Ali211996.
Oh, thank you. We'll see you next week.
Peace.